Hello, and welcome along to this video to help you wind down and get ready for sleep tonight. My name's Verity, and today we're going to be exploring some of my favorite yoga postures that really help to set the tone, to let our nervous system slow down a little bit so we are primed and ready for sleep tonight. All you're going to need is 2 of your fave pillows and possibly some sort of blanket, something that you could place just underneath your head so you get a little bit more comfy as we go along. Other than that, let's get started. All right, today we're going to get started in a supported bridge. So you'd like to stack up those 2 pillows you've got. You can always use one if it's too high for you, but otherwise we're going to take a seat on top of this little stack of pillows and then gradually start to lower down. Now you might like to rest your head on that little thin blanket or tiny pillow that you might have, or you can be flat on your mat. But essentially we're positioning the lower back, the sacrum, onto these pillows. And then hopefully just starting to rest your feet into a comfortable width so that you're not sort of feeling like your legs are going to fall out or in. And you're just getting yourself comfy, hands either on your body or you can have them down beside you with the palms turned up. And just take that moment to wriggle into place. Often a way you can test if you found that sweet spot with your lower back is if you can float your feet up into the air and kind of rest them up. It's another little variation of this shape you can try at some point. But today we might just keep those feet down. This really nice, restful, neutral position. So we're not wanting the pillows necessarily right up around your upper back or your middle back too much. I mean, they are squishy and big, so it's not going to be perfect. But taking that moment, settling in, feeling your hips supported by those pillows. Feeling free to close your eyes if you like, or you can always keep a soft gaze. You can see what feels right for you. And just start to notice all the parts of your body that are now in contact with the ground, your mat, your pillows, anything else you have supporting your body here. Just feel all of those contact points. And then perhaps beginning to scan around the sounds that you can hear in your environment. And then shifting your awareness back to your body and just feeling yourself breathing here. Nothing fancy you need to do. Noticing the natural rhythm of your breath. Just observing, even without forcefully changing or controlling your breath, what's happening as you just remain present with your breath. Sometimes this position, our supported bridge, because we're elevating our hips up, are creating a gentle inversion. This can be quite a calming and soothing position. It also takes a little bit of stress and tension out of our big psoas muscles around the hip flexors. So you may feel a little release or a stretch. And this can be a great way to just gradually find some more ease. Taking 2 more breaths here. Not needing to rush those breaths, just making them as steady and full as you're comfortable with. And then from here, we are going to press into the feet a little to lift the hips up off your bolsters or off your pillows. Gradually come back down to the floor. And you might like to just place your pillows overhead or somewhere out of your way. We want some space either side of the mat. But as we pause here, let's just stay in a neutral resting position. You might walk the feet a bit wider and knock the knees together. Just take a little pause to observe. What can you notice in your body? And you might take a few little windscreen wipers of your legs, just letting the knees rock side to side. You could always take your arms out to a T or out to cactus arms too. From here, we're going to make our way into a lovely spinal twist. So we'll bring the feet back in close together. We'll keep the right knee bent, straighten out your left leg. Inch your hips just a little bit to the right. And then as we do that, we'll pick up this right knee to your left hand and cross it over for a spinal twist. Again, your right hand could be out in a cactus arm or straightening that arm out. So essentially we shuffle those hips as we did at the beginning, so you've got a straight line from your left leg up to your head. Doesn't have to be perfect though. From there, don't worry that your knee is probably not on the ground, but try to keep the right shoulder blade grounded. Option 2, look over the right shoulder, or just to keep your head somewhere it feels comfortable and neutral. And then as much as possible, we're looking to find a kind of release and ease within the shape, even if parts of this feel a little uncomfortable or challenging, or maybe there's a big stretch. See if you can soften and soften and soften with each breath out. And 2 more breaths here. And eventually on the inhale, we will bring the knees back to the center and just tuck both the knees in. Hug them into your chest for a moment if you like. Either staying still or a little rock side to side. And then placing the feet down to the floor. Again, a little constructive rest. Knees could knock in. Last 2 breaths. Nice, and then we'll start to make our way to the other side. So bend the left knee, bring it into center, straighten out the right leg. Shift your hips to the left, just a little, tiny little nudge, and then hug your left knee in, cross it over to the right with the right hand. And you might decide to keep that hand just gently resting on the knee. Left arm could be out just to the side of you, anchoring your left shoulder. And the option just to have your head wherever it's naturally fallen, that's really comfy. Or if it feels nice, you can look at the left shoulder. But it's those little adjustments, where we place our neck, how we soften the muscles around our eyes and our jaw, that are ultimately what brings us that little bit more ease. Helps us gradually ease into that soothing, calming relaxation response. You might be just bringing awareness into your breathing in this shape and really noticing if you can feel that breath traveling right into your stomach each time. So those little inhales through the nose and slow, steady exhales all the way out. Two more breaths. Again, staying with the full capacity of your breath in this moment. And then gradually coming back to center. Shifting your hips back to neutral. Bring your feet to the floor, knees bent and knocking in. Find that little constructive rest position. And just give yourself a moment to rebound from that stretch. You can even have your hands on your body here if that feels relaxing, and just start to notice if your breath might be traveling down each time you inhale right into the stomach, allowing a little expansion. And the exhale, that little softening of the hand back down as your body releases. Two more breaths. And then we are gradually going to find our way into a little Supta Baddha Konasana, your reclined butterfly. I would suggest today, if you'd like to use a pillow under each knee, or even up around that outer hip when you come to set this up. So soles of your feet are coming together. Knees are drawing open in that butterfly shape, and it's like wedging those pillows up around that upper edge of your hip, almost the outer hip, to give yourself a bit more support. We'll be here for a little while. If that doesn't feel quite enough, you can always fold over those pillows a little more. Maybe you're making a little bit of a higher stack. So just see where you need to go. And then relaxing back down. A couple of options for your arms. Maybe you've got your palms turned up as you rest the arms down beside you. Maybe you've got your hands on your hips or over your body again. Or anything else that just feels really nice in this moment for you. And then welcoming back those soothing breaths. Perhaps noticing that gentle rise of your stomach on the inhales. And that softening, releasing on the exhales. Nothing to force, not needing to exert lots of effort with your breathing, just letting it be open and spacious. Allowing yourself to get a little heavier, a little soft around the shoulders, the face, the neck. 2 more breaths as you are. Nice, and then we're going to be gradually moving into Shavasana from here. So Shavasana can be any position that you feel is really neutral and restful and comfortable for you. So you might bring those knees in. You might hug them into your chest just before we come down to Shavasana, and either just pause there for a moment, just feeling your spine and your pelvis neutralize a little. You may get a sort of craving or an urge to do some little circles with your knees, taking them round and out one way. And then guiding them back the other way. And then for Shavasana, when you're ready, just sliding out the legs, you may like to reposition those 2 pillows you've got as a little support for your knees. Generally, this will just give you a little bit more comfort around the lower back. So when we elevate the knees, it reduces that little curve under the lower back. So it can be quite comfy. You could give it a go. Try out what works for you. You can double check that your headrest feels comfortable. Maybe your neck needs a little more support. You can just adjust to find that sweet spot. And as we are settling into Shavasana today, I'm going to read us a little poem, setting the tone as we arrive here. But knowing that there's absolutely nothing that you need to do. You are here to rest, to rejuvenate, and to allow your body to heal from the inside out. So as we're starting to come down to Shavasana, I will read this poem and then I'll leave you in a nice, good couple of minutes there of quietness. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back out again. So you don't need to watch the clock or anything. So this poem is called Release by Dana Folds. I lay myself down on the welcoming ground, the earth's spine becoming mine. Peace seeps into heavy limbs and slows my heartbeat to the pace of nature. I take refuge in the quiet and let my burdens go, one by one, until the earth and I both float in the same vast and holy silence. Noticing the feeling of your body resting against the ground. And then beginning to find a little movement in your fingers and your toes. Perhaps taking in a slightly fuller breath in through the nose to sip in some more vitality, calm energy. And the breath out to allow that to spread right the way through your body out to your fingers, your toes. And just taking as long as you need today to eventually emerge. And if you want to stay longer, please do. Thank you for joining me in today's practice of yoga together. I hope you have a magical, wonderful, rejuvenating sleep. And before you go, you might like to leave a quick comment or subscribe to my channel so you know when the next video is released. But otherwise, have a lovely sleep, and I'll see you next time.